Broadcast is live. Is it live? Is it
Definitely live.
Is it live?
We're live, Gail. I don't have our intro video pulled up or anything.
Come on, notification. There you are.
I am what we'd like to refer to as a hot mess.
As opposed to a hot topic or hot shit.
Or a hot toddy.
A hot toddy.
All right. Somebody's out there that's in Duke's page. Hey, share this in Duke's page so we can maybe talk to some people who got some mugs. Okay. Sorry, Jacob O'Neill, but I fix it.
Share.
Sunny.
Let's see. Search Duke. Duke's Mug Life. There
That's
we go.
The page. Hi, Gail.
Come see what the buzz is about.
Yeah.
There.
Good job.
And then let's see. I shared it to mine. I shared it to Duke's.
What's it all about? A Run DMC song?
Yes. Okay. I think that's the two things to share it to.
All right, cool.
So.
Hey. Nipsey is here and he is well.
He is well. He is well.
Yes. All right. So are we ready to kick the ballistics, G?
Let's kick him.
All right. Then let's do this with a 5-second countdown and then a shri. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you a ghetto superstar, a West Coast legend invading New York. Twitter is pissed. All you know about the king is a lie, and a flashback to the days when MTV was worth watching. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're about to witness the street now.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, Robbins.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish this sip out of this brand new Universal Hip Hop Museum fundraiser mug.
Yes, yeah.
Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday. This is episode 385 coming at you live and direct from Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters South, which is also known as Virginia, and Mr. Throwback Thursday headquarters North, which is also known as New York. It is, as Nipsey has already said, your two favorite idiots. Bill is up in New York. Jamie is down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. Nipsey reminds me of those the people who learn English by watching Friends and soap operas. When he throws his comments up there, which are, of course, our comments, it's like he's practicing his English.
Yes. And we give him such stupid things to practice.
We do. But thanks to everybody who purchased the Universal Hip Hop fundraising mugs.
Yes, very impressed with how quickly the inventory has dwindled.
Yes, and big shout out to Gail for pushing that on Duke's page and on the official Death Wish Coffee Company community page. Because she's been said, how many got left? And the answer to that as we record,
I believe, is one.
There is one mug remaining. And Jacob O'Neill, if you're listening, I got you. One mug till sellout. And then it will take us, I think, 7 days after the final sale before WooCommerce gives us all of our money.
Right.
And once that's in, then I have a spreadsheet that tells me how much everything is. And We
and
will.
how much we make our donation for.
Yep.
And we will let you know the final total of that donation, of course.
Probably next show.
And that's it for this run of mugs. These mugs will not exist anymore after this. So
not in this color, at least. We may do a different style. We may do a different glaze.
But this specific size, color, glaze, all of that. This is
50 mugs.
This is Moby Dick, man. This is the white whale, as somebody so eloquently put it.
Yeah, it was Chris Kinsley, I think. Yeah,
I got my white whale. So
it's about the size of a whale. It's a beast.
It really is, man. Really is.
And also shout out to Pumice for the badass flyer.
Yes.
For the sale of the mugs,
which I shared in multiple formats just because I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe while we're recording, you'll get a notification that somebody has ordered.
You never know, especially since Gail just said she's going to go share it, saying that there's one left.
And I believe what do you know what number it is out of the 50?
I believe I have to go look. I posted earlier that there were 2 left, and it was, I think 39 and 40 were left. So now it will be 40 will be left. I have to check our page real quick, and I will edit this out. So if you weren't here live or a patron, you won't know this thing ever took place. I said, yes, I had numbers 39 and 40 left. So number 40 is the last remaining mug.
Okay, then. So
get your 8-ball, get your Sainides, get your Cokie. Come get this 40. What you got on my 40, dog?
It doesn't quite hold 40 ounces, but it's damn close. So let's get somebody to order that last mug, and we will be done with that run.
Yes.
So how was your weekend, man? What did you do exciting?
Nothing.
Packed mugs?
It was hot. I packed mugs. I shipped mugs. I packed more mugs.
And shipped more mugs.
I did. And
somewhere in between there, your son went to prom.
He did.
And
with his nameplate belt buckle.
I saw that and I was like, God.
And I had absolutely nothing to do with it. Man, genetics and all, but
it just means we're old, man, because my kid went to prom last week. Your kid went to prom this week. It's crazy.
That same kid graduates high school next weekend.
I know, which is nuts.
Yep.
Absolutely nuts.
Shout out to my youngest, Alex, for for graduating high school.
And he finished with good grades too, didn't he?
He made it out. He's got an honor sash. I don't know what that entails.
That means he did okay.
He did better than me. That's what it means.
You made it out too. So
damn
that's
right.
All. Look, they don't put your GPA on your diploma.
Nope.
And the guy who finishes last in medical school, still
a doctor.
Yep.
Yeah. And a quick shout out on this Saturday, the 19th, is my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary, Ralph and Sandy. That's a great number.
Yes. And I will be 50 in December. You do the math. So
you weren't quite a honeymoon baby, were you?
No. All this talk about prom.
So you were present at the wedding.
I was.
In a manner of speaking.
Yes, I was.
Very cool. All right, what do we got on tap for tonight? I believe we have the standard lineup. We have some hip hop headlines.
We do.
We have some woo news.
As always.
We have the one and done, which
what did I tell you about it?
It was rabbit hole.
You got a long way to go down that rabbit hole before you can even see that one.
Because I never even heard of this one.
Nope.
So when you sent it to me, I said, I gotta do some research.
Guess what I'm listening to on the way to work.
A very good record of the week.
Thank you.
By one of our favorite artists, who I don't know if we've ever used him as an artist of the month.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and take a look. I think we have, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a possibility. But if we haven't, it's one to keep in mind for next month because, and we'll remind you who this month's artist of the month is.
We will.
I will read some lyrics and we have a whole bunch of other things we can talk about in between then. But why waste any more time? Let us get to hip hop headlines. So if you would be so kind, would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H.
Yay, yay.
This is Hip Hop Headlock, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time.
It is my toin, and my toin will start with
Foo la la la. Oh.
I, refugee from Guantanamo Bay.
Dance around the border like I'm Cassius Clay. Not Classius Clay. That's a whole different song.
If you've listened to this show many, many times over in the past, you would know exactly who that refers to.
Mm-hmm.
And who that refers to is
U-Praz.
The You God of Fresh Kid Ices.
Yes.
Also known as Praz. Prazwell. Praz Michelle.
Yep. Yeah. The other guy in the Fugees.
Fugees rapper, and this comes to us from CNBC.
Because that's a regular source that we have.
Yeah, they're all over the hip hop thing.
Yeah. It's like C-SPAN.
Fugees rapper Praz and Joe Low have been charged in a scheme to get the Trump administration to drop the 1MDB probe.
Which I didn't know what the hell that was.
I didn't know what it was either until I looked. I didn't know who Joe Low was.
I still really don't know. I mean, I read a bunch about him.
Yeah, he's.
I know who this guy is.
I know he's from Malaysia, and it's a federal grand jury.
The Malaysian Prime Minister. Oh,
federal grand jury hit the fugitive Malaysian financier Joe Low.
Fugitive. Is that a Fuji?
No.
Fugitive.
A fugitive, yes. There you go. And Fugees rapper Prakazrel Praz Michelle with new criminal charges. So Praswell is actually Prakazrel.
Maybe. That's what CNBC is telling us.
I'm not going to argue with him. Lowe and Praz are accused of running a back channel campaign to get the Trump administration to drop an investigation of Joe Lowe and the 1MDB investment company. So they're probably running some kind of pyramid scheme.
Yeah, and didn't they somehow take money from the Barack Obama campaign to give to the Trump campaign to drop this probe? Isn't there something weird like that in there?
Something very weird like that, yeah.
Like 6 degrees of separation somehow. And that's a crazy game to play. 6 degrees of separation with Praz.
Yeah.
And somehow we end up with Trump.
Joe and Joe Low.
Yeah, well, you got to go through Joe Low to get to Trump. Come on, that's an obvious one.
Apparently so.
That's like throwing Kira Sedgwick in the mix.
Yeah, these guys were charged actually 2 years ago in a federal court for the first time in Washington, D.C. with allegedly funneling millions of dollars of Joe Low's money to support the presidential campaign of then President Barack Obama.
There we go. I knew it had something to do with Obama and money.
In 2012. It says, this comes to us from, there's another guy in here, Elliot Briety, who was a Republican fundraiser who Trump pardoned. And Briety says that paid $9 million for his efforts on behalf of Joe Low and Praz. They paid this dude $9 million. With the expectation
who's paying anybody?
Here's the thing, the expectation of tens of millions more in success fees. This sounds like the Nigerian prince email.
Where's Praz from? Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. That's not Nigeria.
It is not. Yeah, no, who's investing $9 million into Praz? This is my question.
Not even his family.
So it had to be with this Joe Blow guy. He's got to be the money.
Well, he is the money. He's One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB, which is a strategic investment and development company that is wholly owned by the government of Malaysia, but somehow this Joe Lowe figured out a way to loot them. He was charged in 2018 in Brooklyn with conspiring to launder billions with a B of dollars embezzled from that company, and with paying bribes to officials in both Malaysia and Abu Dhabi. Allegedly, he used some of this cash also to buy real estate, yachts, jets, and to help finance Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street, which, ironically enough, is a film about a financial fraudster.
Did you say he was Elmer Fudd? Millionaire?
He owned a mansion and a yacht.
And a movie.
Apparently, he owns a whole country.
Somehow he owns Malaysia.
I guess he owns Malaysia. But why Praz is involved with this guy? I have no idea. That's
my big thing. I don't know how the two of them are connected. I mean, obviously they're connected in this deal somehow.
Because they've been connected
how did they get together?
Years.
Yeah, how did they get together?
It doesn't even tell how they got together.
Maybe this is how Praz got a solo album. This guy funded it.
Yeah, you get your one and done however you can.
Yeah, and now I'm indebted for this guy forever, and I got to go bribe politicians. And
yeah, it doesn't say how the two of them are ever connected or anything.
No, let me tell you, I read this article from 3-4 different sources,
pillar to post, and it doesn't ever say.
No, I never found out how the two. I see how they are connected. I never saw how they got connected.
Right.
I didn't see the origin story. The Praz and Joe story.
Joe Lowe.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Joe Mama.
No.
Just like Joe Mama. So Praz, aside from the fact that he is the you god of the Fugees, it sucks to suck, and it sucks even worse.
He's getting his own fame now.
Trouble. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure this is what he signed up for. He refugee from Guantanamo Bay.
Yep.
Gonna throw away the key and he'll be in solitary all day.
Throw away the key when they send him away.
Oh. Yeah, this is not going to end well for him. I can't see any way this is going to end well for him. They're talking.
The other guy's got billions. Joe.
The other guy smuggled billions, which is why he's got billions.
Right. But I'm pretty sure if you've got billions and you theoretically own Malaysia, you can get yourself out of this deal. Praz, who probably doesn't get any Fuji's royalties even, doesn't have the money to be getting himself out of this mess. So he's going to take the fall for Jolo, not for J-Lo.
No. When I first saw the article, I was like, what the fuck J-Lo got to do with this? And I read, and I was like, oh, Jolo.
That's her brother.
Because I saw J-H-O, and I thought originally it was J-L-O.
Yeah.
And then I saw J-Lo-Lo. I was like, wait a second. Is that anything like Sky Lo-Lo, the midget wrestler?
Or Kilo-Lo?
Or Kilo.
Get that yo-yo reference in there.
Or Ski-Lo-Lo, who wishes he was a little bit taller and wish he was a baller and wish he had $1 billion and then he could afford a 6'4" Impala.
He could.
Or CeeLo, because if he had $1 billion, he wouldn't have to, drug women to rape them, because it's only rape if they're
awake. Yeah.
Yes, it's only rape if they're awake, if they're conscious.
Or Jello.
Jello, yes, or Jello, which Prob's gonna find out. His ass is gonna be Jello.
He's probably gonna be tossing the salad, either jelly or syrup. I prefer syrup.
He's gonna be in with Bill Cosby. He's gonna get a Jello pudding pop of his own. Haven't broke out the Bill Cosby impression in a while, so glad I brought that out of nowhere. Yeah. Next article.
Oh yes, because we have more.
Snoop Def. I know that's not his name.
It could be now. He's Snoop Lion. He's Snoop Dogg.
But that is what Jamie has titled the article, which came to us from
He did not lose his hearing either.
Snoop Dogg explains his executive gig at Def Jam Records as a, quote, strategic consultant.
Okay, if that's not the most bullshit made up career title.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we get Snoop over to Def Jam legitimately? Make him a job.
Yeah, create a job.
Yeah.
Please, there's a lot of people in
He's
made-up
like a
jobs.
tastemaker or a brand ambassador or
Something like that. Yeah.
Snoop is whatever this is.
Yeah. No, he is a strategic consultant. He will report to.
Does he have to wear camouflage to do that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe we could talk to him because he's going to report to. It's a statement was released Monday, June 7th, so a week ago today as we record. Def Jam announced Snoop will serve as executive creator and strategic consultant. The new role allows Snoop to strategically work across the label's executive team and artist roster.
So he's allowed to play Stratego with them? Is that?
Does anybody
ever has there been a Stratego?
I have Stratego. Snoop will report. This is why I said we ought to talk to him, because maybe we can stop getting our shit flagged. Snoop will report to the Universal Music Group CEO and chairman, Lucian Grange.
You must learn.
And Def Jam's interim chairman and CEO, Jeffrey Harrelson. Harrelson seems to be over the moon having Snoop on his team.
Well, who wouldn't?
Because he says, I've had the pleasure of knowing and working with Snoop for more than 20 years. Not only does Snoop understand what it takes to be a successful artist, he's also one of the most creative, strategic, and entrepreneurial people I know. Well, I will say that the Snoop Youth Football League is back going. So, I mean...
So that's on the entrepreneurial part, not on the strategic part, though, right?
I would think so. Because I don't think he's coaching in that league. No, although, didn't his kid get drafted at one point, or go to a high power? I think he went to UCLA, but then he dropped out.
Yeah, it's possible. I thought he went
we
somewhere.
Talked about it.
Yeah, and I know DJ Macio's son.
Yeah,
played in the NFL.
Mason, yeah, he played for the Rams, if I remember correctly.
Yep. I had him on my fantasy team
for 1 year. Yes, you did. So you're probably trying to figure out how the hell does a West Coast rapper get put onto
the East Coast label. I mean, they're not the strength that they used to be, but you hear the name Def Jam Records, it's New York. That's what it is.
I was unaware until I got this that in 1992, Def Jam launched a separate label called Def Jam West.
Really?
Which was only around for 4 years. The imprint was dedicated to gangster rap music, and some of the people on there were Detroit-born female MC Boss, who we've talked about, South Central Cartel,
who's been on here,
Mel Lowe, not to be confused with Joe Lowe.
No, and not to be confused with Muscle Simmons.
Or Mellow Yellow.
I love me some Mellow Yellow.
Which is not to be confused with Mountain Dew.
No, it's a completely different animal.
Domino and Snoop's former partner, guy we might have heard of, named Warren G.
He's got the greatest hip-hop song of all time, doesn't he?
Just ask him. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
So Snoop is now part of Def Jam.
That's very strange. It was like when Hammer went to Death Row.
It's still the second strangest thing about Snoop. The strangest thing is that he's still very, very good friends with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Hammer went to Death Row, that was just weird.
It was strange. I mean, the music wasn't bad. It just sounded weird. It's like, and Death Row's newest artist, Hammer.
What? Because when I think Death Row Records, I think Hammer.
Yeah.
No. Next article. Christmas in Hollis, or in Harlem.
Christmas in Harlem.
That's right. So I'm thinking to myself, when you sent this to me, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about Christmas for? It's June and it's hot.
I'm Crazy Eddie.
Christmas in July. He ended up going to jail, I think.
That's not a surprise. He was insane, you know.
He was. No, his prices
were, yes.
Prices so low, they're practically insane. You remember the Crazy Eddie we had around here, right?
Yeah, right down by where Grossman's was.
Well, Crazy Eddie also was in that plaza in front of the Galleria Mall when it first opened. Which now, I think that's now Advanced Auto Parts. That's where I bought my first VCR from.
From Advanced Auto Parts?
No, from Crazy Eddie. Daryl DMC
Insane.
McDaniels coming to us from ny1.com. Daryl McDaniels, known as DMC, has finally gotten his pre-adoption birth certificate thanks to a law change.
Yeah, he didn't find out until he was 35 that he was adopted.
Right. And we talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a book about that. He's very, very big into, I cannot remember the name of the foundation, and I apologize to D for that. But he did this whole big thing with, I think he's with Sarah McLachlan.
I think so.
I think that's who it was. Oh, Pat Brown just said the unicorn hooked me up. Does that mean that Pat Brown bought our final mug?
We're gonna have to ask him,
because Pat snuck in to get a mug he wasn't supposed to get before, which is why I call him the unicorn, because nobody should have been able to get in to get it. I mean, like, the patrons didn't even have access yet, and he snuck in and got it.
Which I don't know how.
It was just there. Yes, he did. Thank you very much, Pat. We are now closed.
Congratulations, Posse. You did it.
Yes, 100% sales. I will give you all the total next week. And for anyone who did buy one, I apologize for the shipping. It's USPS. It's not me. It's based on weight. And, you know, they're a little crazy, especially if it's going to the left coast. I know I saw some shipping. I think it went to Washington. It was $20.40.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a heavy ass mug. It's 2.5 pound mug. But, you know, USPS, I know they got to make a buck. They got to pay their people
because they've been struggling.
They have, but, you know, and I appreciate no one complaining to me about shipping costs because I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
But yes, UHHM will be very happy. We will get everything together. And Pat, since you're here, I want to show you another unicorn that you probably haven't seen. It looks like this.
And
it says that.
One of one.
And that will be going up for a raffle soon. And that money will, of course, all go to UHHM.
And we're trying to establish even more
something
value
special
on that mug.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know what that's going to be about. But that is a gorgeous mug.
It is.
So anyway, back to DMC
Back to the news.
And his birth certificate. DMC, who, like you said, this is the first time he's been able to get his unsealed pre-adoption birth certificate from the city's vital records office.
Yeah.
I didn't know that those things were sealed. I guess once
I know a lot of places there are there's sealed adoptions and there are unsealed adoptions, you know. And I don't know if that is based on the state, if that is based on the birth parents' preference. Yeah, I don't really know. But D, finding out at age 35, okay, I understand that those things should be done to protect children. You know, if you find out that you're adopted at age 12 and at 15 you decide, I want to know who my parents are, who my birth parents are, that's nothing you need at that stage of your life. You don't need to go on that journey. But your DMC, you're 35, you find out you are emotionally mature enough that should be information that's accessible to you at age 35.
Should be accessible to you at age 21.
Fair.
If you ask me, I mean, once you become an adult.
Yep.
You can be, unless you're legally emancipated. I mean, if you're a legally emancipated teen, you should be able to get that information then too.
Right. But emotionally, a 15, 16, 17-year-old is possibly not ready to deal with what may come out of finding it.
Right.
35 years old Daryl McDaniels, who has stepped on stage at Live Aid, where all the people gave and the poor got paid. This man should be entitled to find out. Now, D's what, 56, 57? And he's just now getting access to that information because of a law change.
The missing chapter of his life is now in his hands because he says, I thought everything began in Hollis, said McDaniels.
Which he said for his entire life in all his music and everything.
Yep. You know, DMC from Hollis, Queens, went to St. John's University. Son of Byford, brother of Al. Ben is my mother.
And runs my pal.
But according to his...
Daniels, not McDonald's. Sorry, go ahead.
Those rhymes are Daryl's. The burgers are
Ronald's.
But according to his birth records, he was born in Harlem.
Yeah.
Information that he did not know until the lawmakers reversed the law that kept pre-adoption records private. And he says adoption is great, but we was involved in a transaction we had no say in. It's done to protect the kids, but they forget the kid got to grow up. So now I'm dealing with all these emotions and feelings.
Right.
This
so as Daryl the kid, it's information he may not have been ready to process. So they were protecting him. That makes sense.
And now, even as Daryl the adult, he's admitting, especially since D has, addiction in his past as well. So
and suicidal thoughts and attempts, and I mean he's had a rough life.
It's not always the road to success is not always paved in gold. That's for sure. This law has been on the books since the 1930s. State law
needed to be updated.
State law kept pre-adoption birth records sealed in part to protect the parents. Now that changed last year. The new law enabled families to be reunited. People have discovered that they have siblings that they didn't know existed, said State Assembly member David Weprin, who apparently was one of the people behind getting this law changed. Weprin and advocates like Kathy Sweat of New York Adoptee Equality saying that
Keith?
No, spelled differently. They say that reversing the law is a human rights issue, which makes sense.
Yes.
You have the right to know where you came from once you're an adult.
Yes, once you're an adult. Again, as a parent who gives up their child for whatever your reason, you should be protected until that child is old enough to understand, or not even to understand, to be able to understand, whether they choose to or not, what happened and why it happened.
The birth record should never be sealed in the first place, said Sweat. My birth and my birth record should be part of New York City history the way every other citizen's is.
I think medical history should never be sealed. Like conditions that may be hereditary throughout that family line.
Right.
That you will never know about with your new family.
I mean, who's to say that he didn't find out from this discovery of his birth certificate that he might have been predisposed to alcoholism based off of his past.
Yep.
I mean,
and not to
it's a very interesting topic to think about.
Not to downplay alcoholism by any means, but say that there is Huntington's in his family,
or
in his birth family, or anything else, that could kill him without him even knowing. Nobody in our family has it. It's okay. Well, what about my birth family? What did they have? Something that may not be normally tested for that I come up with all of a sudden, and you're like, oh, well, that can't be it. No one in our family has that.
So he says that every single part, he says he remembers a hurt he felt initially when he was denied his birth records. And now he says, like everyone else, his story is his and his alone to own. Every single part about that is ours, and nobody should control how that story is told. Who's now hoping to write a new chapter, DMC, as an advocate for adult adoptees. There's a lot of them out there too.
Yeah.
He could do a lot of good, basically to let them know they're not alone. He said the whole story let me know that the king of rock, DMC, my Adidas wearing, telling the world to walk this way was just a setup for what I was really put here to do. And I'm here just to let everybody know, regardless of the struggles that we all go through, that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And it's not always a train.
No. Apparently it's the light that they shine on people to let them know what their past really was.
Yeah.
So good on D.
Yeah. And to whoever changed this law. Anybody who helps out our heroes we are happy with them too.
I still like the line on DMC from Hollis, Queens. Because as far as he knows,
St. John's University. He did do that.
he did do that. Yes. Next article. Angry Twitter.
Yeah. Now, I
In
want
the
to.
immortal words of Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men, Angry Twitter. Is there any other kind?
Yes. We are not gigantic Southern hip hop aficionados.
No, I think that's safe to say.
Yes. We like specific artists from Atlanta, some from Florida, some from Texas, Louisiana. And the Southern scene in general was not ours.
No.
We were what they called at the time, East Coast hip hop. Anything that came out of New York was what we were down with.
Right.
By the time the South came out of the Brian Pete got it. Ain't no motherfucking P. But no, that's a good example though. That whole No Limit Soldiers was not for us. And I have enjoyed the occasional song here and there. But we were Public Enemy, we were BDP, we were Gangstar, we were Eric B. and Rakim. We were the beginning artists of the golden era. So when the sounds from Atlanta, let's talk after the Miami-based stuff, because unless you were down there, that was
something in and of itself.
Yeah. So we'll exclude that from our conversation. All the stuff from the South, and we'll take Atlanta because Eric Sermon told us, that was part of where he went down there and it started. Not that he started it, but he went down there and the Atlanta scene jumped off. It was not music that we were connected to.
Right.
It wasn't a lifestyle we were connected to. So it was very different. Now, 30 years later, I have opinions on Southern hip hop. I like a lot more of it, but I am not one to give you a Mount Rapmore of Southern hip hop artists.
No, because I don't know enough about them.
No, I would have some input. Like I would, of course, put Andre on there, and I would probably put Luda on there.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I would defer to someone who says, "Okay, I am a Southern hip hop fan." Well, okay, do these work for you? These make sense? Who else would you put there? Because I think this is an Atlanta one specifically, isn't it?
Yes, it is Goats of Atlanta.
Okay, so both of them come out of Atlanta, so that's safe. Because I would go, DOC, Scarface, but for Southern, but not Atlanta. So if this is an Atlanta thing,
but not for the dirty.
No, I would definitely go Andre, Luda, and then defer. Mm-hmm. I know T.I. has done a ton for Atlanta. I know Jermaine Dupri, while not huge in the rap scene on his own, produced some monsters out of Atlanta. But yes, I would not. This is not someplace I would stick my nose.
Nope. We know our lane.
Yes.
We're not adverse to learning about Atlanta.
No, not at all. Which we have.
Which we have. I mean, I wasn't an Outkast fan at all.
No.
I'm still not the biggest Outkast fan, but I know more about them because of this show
right.
than I did going into it. So, each one teach one.
Indeed.
Says so right on the mug.
Yeah.
So do I. See? Look at that.
Beauty, eh?
So, anyway. So, I guess they came out with a Goats of Atlanta Mount Rushmore.
There's been a lot of these
DX.
Mount Rushmores going around lately.
Going around.
It's that time of year.
And basically, the whole purpose of these things is to get people to, I'd say converse, but it's usually to get them to argue.
Yes, it's essentially clickbait. I want you to make my post popular. I'm going to say something dumb.
Yeah. Hip-hop fans, though, livid when last Friday, my mixtapes posted a Mount Rushmore meme of Twitter featuring the Goats of Atlanta. And I guess, according to those in the know,
Mm-hmm.
made quite a few oversights. There can only be 4 on Mount Rushmore.
Right.
I mean, the original Mount Rushmore has 4 presidents on it.
Mhm.
So when you do a Mount Rushmore, it's basically a top 4.
Right.
They chose, for the GOATs of Atlanta, Jeezy,
Okay.
Future,
Okay.
Rich Homie Quan,
Heard the name.
and Lil Baby.
Also heard the name, which I often confused with Da Baby, which I've
Right.
been told I should not.
And basically that infuriated a shit ton of people.
As it should have.
And most of the people were like, really? No Young Thug or Outcast? Somebody just put delete this shit and start again.
That's a fair comment. If, again, not being super Atlanta guy, but if I don't see Andre or Luda, maybe not both. Maybe there are 3 better guys than one of them in Atlanta that I'm not familiar with. But if I don't see either one of those names,
Outcast,
I got to go Ed Lover.
And Outcast was basically the group that brought Atlanta to the fore.
Yeah.
So as the originators, they're, as the kids would say, put some respect on their name.
Yeah. You're not giving me CeeLo?
Outcast back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Because what was it, 94 when Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music came out?
Yeah. I gotta give them this.
Come on, son.
They definitely get that.
Yeah, Brian P. Goody Mob, yeah.
Goody Mob would be a good choice too. And if you remember, that's when 3 Stacks had that speech at the the Source
Awards, yeah.
When he said, "Look, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say." He goes, "I'm tired of folks them closed. They got booed off stage.
Yeah, they won and got booed.
Them closed-minded folks. It's like we got a demo tape and don't nobody want to hear it. But the South got something to say, and that's all I got to say." He looked so young back then too.
Well, he was.
So yeah, Outkast not being
ago.
on there is crazy. T.I., who basically was the godfather of trap music. Jermaine Dupri, you mentioned. Luda.
Yep.
Young Thug. I mean, even not another one that we know of that we probably don't listen to a lot, but I know the name Gucci Mane.
Mm-hmm.
Goody Mob, Pastor Troy. Another name that we've heard of that I don't know much about, but and not to say that the 4 they named are terrible because I don't know well enough.
Right.
But yeah, Twitter was up in arms.
And I'm assuming this is Twitter of people who are knowing more than us.
Yeah. And there's one guy, David at DFM 2099. No T.I., no Luda, no Outkast.
Yeah. And those would be the first 3 that I thought of.
Somebody just put, y'all be bugging. Which is, you be illin'.
It is.
And then there's the next one that says, delete this expeditiously. Yeah.
Is that a T.I. picture?
Yes, it is.
Y'all need to delete this shit expeditiously.
And here, again, somebody not putting respect on their name. It says, Andre and Outkast didn't yell, "Hey, y'all," and apologize to Ms. Jackson for y'all to disrespect them like this.
Ooh.
Delete this shit.
He was for real.
And then one guy looked at the pictures and was like, "Nickelback, is that Rich Homie Quan?" And then posted a gif of people laughing.
At least he recognized him. I wouldn't know him if I ran into him.
So I don't know if we have any of our posse members who are up on the Atlanta scene, but if you're up on the Atlanta scene, let us know who your Atlanta Mount Rushmore would be.
Yes.
So I'm sure it wouldn't be the 4 they named.
Probably not.
Now, our next article you have called Rewrite History. And this is a very interesting topic because
it is. And I know how much
of artists are doing. I'm not a fan of the subject of the article,
right?
But I understand the reason why she had to do what she had to do. basically it's an end around to get over on Scooter Braun.
Right. Yep.
And it all stems, like we've talked about in the past, about artists not owning their masters.
Right.
Which to me is just ridiculous.
And just to put this in, imagine if De La had done this because Tommy Boy wasn't going to release their stuff. We talked last week. Tommy Boy is now owned by Reservoir, and they're going to release De La's music.
They haven't given us a date yet, but it's going to happen.
But had De La, now De La could not recreate the magic of 3 Feet High and Rising. They're still De La. They still are talented, but I do not believe they could recreate the magic that was that album.
Of that original recording. No.
Right. But it was an option for them to re-record all the stuff that Tommy Boy said, no, we're not going to release that on streaming.
And this comes to us from complex.com. The artist we're talking about that started this whole thing is Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So
and what they're asking
she's really smart to come up with something like this.
Oh, she is. She's a brilliant mind.
Yep, because she tried to buy her masters
and was rebuffed.
Yeah, and then didn't Scooter like buy the company?
Something like that.
That had her masters and then turned around and sold them?
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
He's
a Martin Shkreli.
Oh, yeah, he's a shit dick. That's for sure. Can the Taylor Swift re-record model work in hip-hop music? So Taylor tried to buy back her pre-2018 masters from her old label, Big Machine Label Group, throughout the 2010s. Then Scooter Braun bought them. He bought the label, sold the masters. Sold the masters for $300 million. Taylor Swift then called Braun and Big Machine owner Scott Borchetta bullies, framing the situation as a worst case scenario. She goes, "It's essentially my musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it," she said. But then she pulled an unorthodox move to rewrite history. She re-recorded every single one of those songs and urged her fans to listen to the new recordings instead of her original releases.
Right.
And because she's Taylor fucking Swift,
yes,
every Swiftie listened.
Yep. That's why I was thinking with De La. If De La had done it, there are no other options. You can't listen to the old version.
No.
I mean, you can if you have it on hard copy. But streaming wise, you cannot listen to the old ones because they weren't available.
Nope. So the move was credited as a shrewd power play that could earn her millions. And I think it's done that.
Yeah.
She really is, pretty brilliant with her thought process.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a great songwriter.
No.
I don't think she's a great lyricist. And I don't think she's a great vocalist.
But like the new artists, like the new hip hop artists, we are not her target audience.
No.
Her target audience is in love with everything she does.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, she says, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Can you guys do this for me? And they go, okay, Taylor. And they do it.
And she's not the first person to ever do this.
No, she's just the most recent and most successful at doing it.
Other than Frank Sinatra, who re-recorded a bunch of his old work. Sinatra even got a Who Gives a Fuck About a Goddamn Grammy for recording some of his old shit.
Re-record, yeah.
Prince once threatened to re-record his entire catalog when he was battling with Warner Brothers.
Which he probably did, and it's in the vault.
And switched his name to a symbol.
Yep.
Def Leppard's done it. JoJo has done it.
Joe Jackson?
Young MC and DMX re-recorded old
Young
music
MC
for compilation projects.
Recently, didn't he?
Yep. Cameron has divulged he's re-recording some of his old tracks. His business partner has said that some of them will be NFTs.
See, now that's how they make the money now.
Mm-hmm.
So not only am I going to re-release stuff that I can get paid for, but I'm going to release as an NFT, which nobody really knows what it is. I don't care what anybody says, because let's talk about blockchain. I'm going to re-release my music. People are going to pay me for it. Then I'm going to take this NFT of whatever it is, and I'm going to sell this for a mass amount of money through Sotheby's or whatever, something stupid.
Yep.
And I'm going to get paid for that.
Jacob O'Neill just joined the chat.
Jacob O'Neill, I got you. We are completely sold out. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Because we did not sell out before we
pulled yours
took steps to make restitution.
Yep. We take care of our patrons.
Fuck the post office. That's my fuck fill in the blank for this week.
No, just USPS. No, after you deliver the rest of my mugs.
fuck the guy who delivered Jacobs. That's who it is.
Yeah.
How's that?
That thing was hammered dog shit. That was.
Young MC says that his motivation for doing it was simple: master ownership, copyright ownership, and control over it, which every artist, to me, deserves.
Yes, I think. What was it DOS Effects that was released for that Mustang commercial, whatever, a few years back?
Mm-hmm.
They had microphone checking, and they held the microphone up to the exhaust or something.
Yeah,
and Crazy Drazy knew nothing about it because it was done without their knowledge.
Because he didn't own the masters.
Right.
So whoever owned it was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, use it.
I'm going to say a few years ago, Crazy Drazy was one of the first people we talked to when we started the show. So it's probably 7 years ago now.
Yeah. So some artists are just recording old work to create new versions of it, while some have done it for compilations. But no matter why, re-recording allows rappers like Young MC to re-release classic songs, gross the lion's share of proceeds from it because now they have control of it. They control licensing of the new masters, allowing them to cut the label's traditional share when the re-record is used for commercials and TV and movies. It's a clever way to circumvent the unfair business model of major labels because, record company people are shady.
That's what I've heard.
Industry rule number 4080. Then you're thinking probably, why is my wife asking, where am I at? I'm recording.
It's Monday night at 8 p.m. You are recording.
I don't think these are aimed for me.
I hope not, because you would have to have her checked in somewhere for a senility check.
Yeah, because I
really even though she doesn't like our show, she knows where you are recording it.
What's going on? So anyway,
yes.
Now here's the problem with re-recording. DOC can't do it.
Exactly.
His voice doesn't sound nearly the same.
Yep.
Say Jethro Tull wanted to re-record their stuff because they're having an argument about the name and all that stuff. Ian Anderson can't do it. He can't hit them high notes anymore.
No. And go completely off the rails and say Gangstar.
Yeah. I don't think Guru's recording anything right now.
No, Heavy D and the boys with Eddie F and G Wiz going to get together.
My wife is posting Bruno Mars lyrics. I had no idea what it was.
Bruno Mars is the poor man's Morris Day. I said
it. Bruno Mars started out as an Elvis impersonator, but
I can see that.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it says, there's an artist's voice may not sound the same to the expensive prospect of here's the other thing hip hop can't do. How are they going to re-clear all the samples?
Right. Yeah, that's a whole different world. And De La came up with a workaround for their new stuff. They brought in musicians to play,
right?
Paid them, and then sampled what they wanted out of that. So I suppose they could find a way to get people to come in and play stuff. It's still a minefield, but I'm sure if you're getting to that point, you've got a workaround in mind.
And re-recording is not the same as, remakes.
No.
So technically anyone other than the artist can remake a song.
Right. With permission.
Yeah. Like Alien Ant Farm did Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal. Yep.
Weird Al. I mean,
let's
he
not
had
talk
to
about
get
the Coolio one.
he had to get permission from. Well, now he has to get permission. Back then, he didn't get permission because
It was a courtesy call. It was, I'm going to do this. Are you okay with it? Because that's the big stink with Coolio, with Amish Paradise and Gangsta's Paradise. He spoke to Coolio. Coolio said, "Yeah, okay, go ahead, cool." And then when it came out,
he's like,
Coolio was
clowning
pissed
me.
and said, "I never said that." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Coolio was pissed because he thought he was being clowned.
Right. But you got to figure if Weird Al's doing a song,
chances are
it's going to be funny. That's his shtick,
And here's the thing, man. Weird Al has done some songs in the past, remakes of songs I didn't know, and it drove me to the original song. So
yeah, when he does his polka,
medleys on all of them. Yeah. I always used to because I used to buy Weird Al records all the time, and every single one of them had a polka medley on it, and I would wait for that, and they had a list of the songs that were part of it.
In it. Yep.
And then I would go back and find the songs. I mean, that's how I found, like the Killers and things like that. So,
Like a Surgeon.
Yeah, Madonna, Like a Surgeon. Huey Lewis in the News, I Want a New Duck. They were both on Dare to Be Stupid.
Dare to Be Stupid, yeah.
Which was a great record.
With the Devo flashback or Devo throwback on that one. On the title track.
But then it says, I mean, there's other things too. As long as the new song's melody and lyrics are the same, it's all fair game. Though the original songwriter still gets royalties for the cover. All a remixer has to do is get a compulsory license from whoever owns the original copyright.
And then scream your name over it.
They would just have to send a form into the music publisher giving them advance notice that you plan on doing the re-record of the song. And Young MC said, as soon as I found that I had any opportunity to re-record a master and to make a version of something without a sample, I would do it. Just so that in the long term, I'm not hamstrung by a previous deal that I was signing when I didn't have the assets.
Or the knowledge. There's a law firm now, isn't there?
Yes. That's where this guy Kaplan comes in that is in the article.
Gabe?
No, I don't think it's Gabe. I believe it's... I want to say it's Jim. That's Mr. Brian Kaplan. Brian Kaplan, who has been a copyright lawyer for 33 years. So he knows all the ins and outs of this shit.
Gotcha.
I think it works better in pop music than it does in hip hop, strictly because the samples.
And I guess it depends on what era you came up in too.
Yeah, it's true.
Because our era was very sample heavy.
And
then the laws went in and it slowed down a little.
I mean, a lot of Eminem stuff doesn't have a whole lot of samples in it. So he could probably do it without too much of a problem. Dre could probably redo the Chronic without much of a problem. But I can't picture Dre not owning his shit.
Right. Especially after the whole NWA thing.
Yeah. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Indeed.
The law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. So, as far as the question goes, can it work in rap? It can. I think it works better in pop.
I agree.
And as much as it kills me, because I'm not a fan of hers, I have to give Taylor Swift a shit ton of credit for
finding the workaround,
for backdooring the record label on these things.
For backdooring the people that backdoored her. Because really, that's what they did.
Now that sounds dirty. Which kind of is,
dirty pool.
They fucked her, so she's fucking them back.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna make the stuff you have worthless.
Yep. Next article: the greatest 6 minutes on television. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Reggie Noble, you're on.
Hell yes. This was at the time.
And by the way, this came from brobible.com.
My favorite episode
of MTV Cribs.
Of my second favorite MTV show that wasn't Yo MTV Raps. It went Yo MTV Raps, Remote Control, Cribs.
Remote Control. What a great
I still have
show.
the Nintendo cartridge for Remote Control, by the way.
Ken Oba.
Ken Ober, Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler, Marisol.
Was Jenny McCarthy on that?
No, she was on the one with Chris Hardwick.
Oh, that's right. Forget which one that was.
Yeah, I can see it, but I can't remember it. Where everybody would stand up on stage. If you didn't fit whatever they said, you had to leave, and whatever was left, the pool got smaller. Anyway, but yes, MTV Cribs. Everybody would go out there and show, look, this is my mansion. This is my gold inlaid toilet. This is my
14 cars in my gold
my
rimmed
Bentley
garage
over here. And I got a boat out back because I'm on waterfront property. And then we went to Brick City. And we ran into Reggie.
And we were invited into Reggie Noble's establishment.
And he had just woken up before they got there.
Mm-hmm.
That is my favorite part about this, because you don't know that when you're watching it. But after years and years and years have gone by, his plan was to get up, clean up a little bit before the camera crews came in. But he was still asleep, and they came knocking on the door. So he said, fuck it, just open the door and let him in. He had 2 wires you had to put together to ring the doorbell. He had, was it his cousin who was asleep on the floor?
On the floor, yep.
And when we were at the Wu-Tang show a couple years ago, he was there, his cousin.
Yep.
He said, this is my cousin. He was the one who was asleep on the floor in the Cribs episode.
Yep. I knew he made made mention of it because we laughed our asses off.
He had like those 2 packs of, I think they were Gordon's fish fillets.
Yep.
In the
This
freezer.
was all the way back in 2001. His tour of his 2-bedroom home that he called De La Casa.
Yes. Of the house.
Yes. No, it was Van de Kamp's fish fillets.
Van de Kamp's. I knew it was
Van de
something.
Kamp's grilled fillets.
Yeah, I remember it was a yellow box, and he took it out of the freezer.
Yep. He's like, I got 2. He goes, we got Red Man using his floor as an ironing board.
Yep. I remember that.
A sign of Bud Light spokes dog Spuds McKenzie on his bedroom wall. A sizable collection of adult videos on VHS. The smallest closet you could ever describe as a walk-in. A flat screen about as small as Michael Scott's from The Office that Redman was completely proud of.
He should be.
Multiple copies of the movie Blue Streak on DVD. Apparently he is a Richard Pryor fan.
No.
Isn't that who was in Blue Streak?
No, Blue Streak, I think, was Martin Lawrence.
Then what? I'm thinking of an older one with Richard Pryor.
Chappelle. And Luke Wilson.
Then what's the one I'm thinking of with Richard Pryor? Old movie.
Silver Streak?
That's it.
Like
Silver Streak. Because that was
that
was a Pryor and Gene Wilder.
And Gene Wilder, yeah.
Because when the 2 of them got together, they were crazy funny.
Ned Beatty was in that one too, I think.
Rest in peace to Ned Beatty. First of all, one of the great
he has a pretty mouth.
One of the great character actors of our time.
Yeah.
So much so that they basically rewrote the role of Otis from the original Superman movie. Mm-hmm. Otis was not supposed to be anything more than a throwaway part. Ned Beatty made them rewrite that whole thing just because of his performance.
Just because
like
he had a purty mouth.
Because he had a purty mouth.
Yes.
And remember when he was telling Lex Luthor that he wanted Otisburg and Lex Luthor, Otisburg? And now whenever I hear that, I'm thinking to myself, well, why not? There's an Otisville in Sullivan County. So I wonder if Ned Beatty knew that. I would love to have had a picture of Ned Beatty in front of the Otisville sign. So anyway, what else did he have? Redman not acknowledging his cousin is passed out on the floor, or as he describes it, chilling in the cut until he finishes the tour of the room where he crashed. Multiple Timberland boxes. Mm-hmm. That's just him. The truly ingenious dollar box. A ringing endorsement. What is it? It says Gorton's, but that it didn't look like Gorton's to me. It looked like the label said Vandekamps. It could be Gorton's though.
I'm gonna have to hold on.
Nope, now I see it. It's Gorton's. He had his finger over it on there. It is Gorton. Vandekamps had a blue box.
Yeah, I remember it was a yellow box. That's all I remember.
Yep, Gorton's had the yellow box. So
hey, Gorton's fisherman.
Frozen Italian herb fish fillets.
I've had those. They come 2 in a pack, and they're each individually wrapped.
The George Foreman grill that they're cooked on,
Mm-hmm.
and a doorbell that needed to be hot wired to work.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, and it says here, what really makes his appearance so fantastic is the sheer amount of earnestness that it exudes. Ain't no fucking exaggeration or braggadocio or anything on there.
Captain D, yeah, looking for fried food, you go into Captain D's.
Mm-hmm. Other rappers had rented houses and cars in an attempt to gain clout. Redman was like, yeah, I got a doorbell. I got a hot wire.
This is me. This is where I am. And they revisited it too years later.
And it hadn't changed much.
No. No, but that's Reggie. I mean, he puts his money in other places. He doesn't need it. He's got a place to live. He's happy.
Yeah, they came back to it in 2014. And he had made some upgrades, but it was still, it was still more of a home than a clout.
Than a crib.
Yeah, than a crib. So Reggie being Reggie, man, that's what it is. And that's why we love it. Aside from the fact that he's a hell of an MC.
And a hot topic.
He's a hot topic, Nickelback. He's also as authentic as it gets. There ain't no bullshit with Reggie Noble.
Yep.
Our last article, Jive Talking. I knew, because we've done his record before.
Yep.
That, unbeknownst to a lot of people, former basketball star Shaquille O'Neal is actually a quite talented MC.
Yes.
He's probably the best of the celebrity MCs. Let's put it that way.
I don't know about Brian Austin Green's up there, man.
No. But Shaq has said now that Jive Records offered him $10 million for 3 rap albums in the 90s. Now, he's recorded more than 3.
Well, yes. But I'm thinking this was the beginning.
I don't think this was on Jive. I don't think they were all on Jive either.
No.
He had the debut in 93 with Shaq Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what record label
he was our artist of the month.
For 1 month, yes.
Yes. But not everybody can be Egyptian Lover and try to get multiple months. He was 1 month.
You know what got him into the game? Appearing on Arsenio Hall.
Really? I would have said hanging out with Chip Fu.
Nope. He said it came about from his first appearance on Arsenio and led to a lucrative offer to sign a deal with the same music company that featured R. Kelly, Quest, Aaliyah, and Boogie Down Productions. And Shaq says, I was coming to the NBA. Arsenio Hall kept calling, hey, man, I want you to come on. But I didn't want to just go and buy a $10,000 suit and sit on the couch and brag, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I wanted to do something different. So he kept saying, what do you want? I said, I want to rap with my favorite rap group. At the time, my favorite rap group was Fu-Schnickens. So,
and I love that.
So we contacted
all the people that were out at that time, Fu-Schnickens were his favorite rap group.
And he said, so we contact Fu-Schnickens and they flew down. That's my Shaq impression, by the way.
And I think anytime we talk about the Fu-Schnickens, we need to include Mach Fu in the Fresh Kid Ice, You God, Praz conversation.
Okay. Someone's got to be last.
Yeah, and it's Mach Fu.
Yes. Because we had Chip Fu, of course, Pac Fu.
Yep. That was on his nameplate belt.
Shaq Fu.
Yep.
And Mach Fu.
Because the Shaq knife will cut you with precision.
Here's all you need to know about Mach Fu.
His name is Mach Fu.
Chip Fu's real name, Roderick Roachford.
Roachford.
That's a cool sounding name, right?
Yes.
Pac Fu, Lennox Matrine.
Mm-hmm.
Mach Fu, Joe Jones.
Joe Low?
No. He not even Jeho-Lo. Or J-Lo or Sky-Lo. He's not even, you look at him, Chip Fu, Pak Fu, Mok Fu. It's like Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail. Yeah. 3 rabbits. But yeah.
It could have very easily been Chip Fu, Pak Fu, Shaq Fu. And then there is no Mok Fu. They called him Mok Fu because they picked on him all the time.
Chip Fu was who taught Shaq his delivery. So it says Shaq anyway.
Huh.
He says, we went up, we performed, and the next day my agent says, hey, I don't know if you want to take this call, but Jive wants to offer you a record deal.
Jive talking.
So he said after initially telling his representation he had no interest in doing a record deal, Shaq had a change of heart after learning the offer was for $10 million for 3 albums. I was like, I'll take it. And that's how I started doing my albums. I never wanted to be a rapper, but I did want the opportunity to rap with all my favorite MCs and just have fun and do the videos with them. And that's what it's all about for me.
And Shaq is alidocious.
So, of course, Shaq Diesel, the first record, every producer you ever heard of.
It's like Illmatic.
Eric Sermon, Def Jeff, Meech Wells, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, collaborations with the Fu-Schnickens, as well as Fife Dog.
Yes. Yeah, Def Jeff is the outlier there. Delicious vinyl.
But yeah, and then he appeared on the Fu-Schnickens first release off their second record.
Breakdown. He was What's Up Doc, right? Can we rock?
And then the second album was produced by RZA, Warren G, and Eric Sermon, and had collaborations with Meth, Redman, Keith Murray, and more. So he went.
Yeah.
And then he also had his third record was You Can't Stop the Rain, which had production from Word to the Motherfucking DJ Quick, Poke and Tone, Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, Mobb Deep, and Easy Mo B. That record was like an MC Shan mixtape. That record had 19 tracks on it.
Yeah, had a lot.
And had appearances from his favorite rappers, Rakim, Hawaiian Sophie, Biggie, and then Bobby Brown and Ralph Tresvant from
New Edition,
and Lord Tariq and Peter Guns.
Wow, Uptown, so they did do something else.
Uptown, baby. Uptown, baby. And then 1998 came the fourth and final hip-hop album from O'Neal in the form of the Interscope released Respect, which only sold about 100,000 copies. And that one was not on Jive. So Shaq got lots of money. And he only wanted to rap with his friends. So,
and it worked. And he got paid.
And now he does the celebrity DJ thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he is
not one of those button pushing, I'm Paris Hilton and I can DJ. No, Shaq is actually a fully qualified EDM DJ. He's like trained under people's, and he gets really, really mad when he's lumped in with celebrity DJs.
He gets into that bass music, and that's, he does his thing, man. Everything Shaq does, he does wholehearted. I've never seen him half-ass anything. Papa John's, The General.
Yeah,
the car hot insurance commercial, Icy Hot, yeah. So
Shaq Fu.
You know what? Good on Shaq.
Yeah, do the damn thing.
The guy may be a big goof in a lot of ways, but he works his ass off.
And he's alidocious.
He's not terrible on Inside the NBA either,
Yeah, and he's got 2 video games.
Yes,
both named Shaq Fu,
which is 2 more than we have.
Exactly.
And none of our non-existence ones would be named Shaq Fu.
No, they would not.
Let's
take a break.
Hip-hop headlines for the evening. These big-ass mugs need to be refilled.
Yay.
That Universal Hip-Hop Museum fundraising mug.
And I need to refresh my screen. So
I believe it's numbers 13 and 18? I know I'm 18.
No, I got 1.
Oh, you took 1. Okay.
I did.
So numbers 1 and 18, we will refill. We will come back from our break with some woo news, and then we're going to get into some music. You should come back too, because that's the fun part of the show is the music. So come on back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 385.
I'm going to refresh. I'll be right back. What up, yo? I have to share my screen again. I have to pull up my audio. I have to share this screen here that nobody's going to want to look at because it's just blow recording.
Blow.
Oh, yeah. No, look, it's an exciting screen.
Blow.
Yeah.
Switch.
It does not get much more exciting than that. And that's what I'm looking at on my other screen.
That is a very exciting screen.
That's what she said, Gail.
Unfortunately, that is true.
So let me find us an drop.
Drop, 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 drop.
How? Oh, I have one in here called Drop Montage. I wonder how old that is.
What?
2 minutes and 32 seconds worth of drops.
That's funny.
I think that was for one of those "we're going to be gone" episodes, and we didn't have
Yeah.
anything. So I just mashed a bunch of stuff
Why
together.
are my fucking dogs barking like crazy again?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Because nobody knows where you are. Dibby dop dop.
Yes, we need a drop by Weird Al. That's what we need.
All right, intros and fillers. Let me pull up Woo News and let it get real loud for a second.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yep, thanks, Ghost. Alrighty, I am not going to pull up Woo News because what, 2 articles?
Yep.
So I'm not even going to put it on the screen because you're just going to tell us what it is, and I will talk to you about it. And anybody who's watching, what do you think of our new
Background.
stuff going on, Sean?
Yeah. Because that thing in the corner looks a lot like the thing behind me.
It does. I can't see it on mine because it says live over top of it.
Yeah.
Does it say it over top of yours?
Dogs!
Very well. Do you see the live 117.32 over top of over my head?
Yes.
Okay.
Live 117.36.
Damn it. So I may have to move the
And
TBT back to your side.
And counting.
Yes. But anyway, thank you, Gail. I put a lot of work into that. Mostly because I'm an idiot. It should probably take like 5 minutes to do, and it took me like 7 hours. Thank you, Robert. It is brand new.
I've been looking at Robert's page.
Oh, dude. Seriously talented artist.
That's what I'm...
Artist, graph writer, tattooist.
That's my thing. I've seen some of the tattoos, man.
Yeah.
I wish he was local.
You might want to look and see how far he is away. But super graph writer, too.
Mm-hmm. So, Gail says it freshens and brightens the screen.
It is so fresh and so clean.
Yeah, but they don't deserve to be on the Atlanta
on
the Atlanta Mount Rushmore.
No. All right, let's hit this drop, and we'll bring in some woo. How about that?
Show.
Let's take our dumbasses off the page, and we'll hit this with a Shri. Woo's your mama?
Yo, what's up? This your boy Uncle Luke. Somebody say, hey, we want some pussy. And you're listening to my boy Jamie and Billy on Mr. Throwback Thursday. You know, I gotta say this. These boys be talking some real good things on Throwback Thursday, so make sure y'all check them out. It's your boy Uncle Luke. Holla.
1, 2, 1, 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. Y'all know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 385. Coming at you with Woo News. We have two pieces of Woo News for you tonight.
Two.
One of which, I love the way it starts. You have entitled this one. Oh no, that's the one and done. I don't want that.
Yeah, you do not want
BC and the WU. So BC and the Woo.
Yes.
Not to be confused with BJ and the Bear, because that's
No.
the show that Jamie likes.
I love that show. Nothing better than monkeys and people clothes.
Not sure what the MLA is.
I don't know. Isn't that like a writing format?
I thought it was, but no, it's a Canadian. I don't know if it's a medical position in the government or anything like that. This comes to us from
the Canadian Posse. I don't know.
North Shore News, nsnews.com. The North Vancouver MLA evokes the Wu-Tang Clan in order to encourage British Columbians to get vaccinated.
I'm already in.
I love the way they start the article. It says, pandemic is just for now, but Wu-Tang is forever.
Yes.
Yes. Love it. The MLA, as I said, I got to figure out what the position stands for. For North Vancouver, channeled her
I believe
inner
The Rock
Shaolin.
said it best. It doesn't matter what the title
matter
is.
what it is. Her name is Susie Chant. And to muddle this whole thing down.
Yes, because that's what we're here for.
She sent out a tweet that said, in 1995, GZA released his critically acclaimed and platinum-selling album, Liquid Swords.
He did.
The title track, featuring and produced by RZA, set the tone for the album, which is remembered today as one of the greatest rap albums of all time. Now, this is a series of tweets she let out.
Yes, because you can't write all that in just one.
And of course, Liquid Swords features plenty of references to martial arts films, chess, philosophy, Chant goes on to tweet.
All that.
Later on, she tweets out that at the 3 minute and 58 second mark of the album's opening track, GZA raps the words, "Get vaccinated."
Look, now that is some digging in the crates right there.
I give her
pull
full
that
marks.
line out.
She had to have been a GZA fan to even know that.
Yeah.
Now, in the music video for the song, GZA raps to get vaccinated at 2:42. So she then uses
for the YouTube
that
generation
to plug the province's own vaccination program, saying British Columbians need to listen to the GZA, register, and get vaccinated.
Well, he is a genius.
He is a genius. So
shout out to the MLA of BC.
Because you can't protect your neck if you're not vaccinated, I guess.
That's right.
I just find that hysterical that somebody because Canada's really struggling with this thing, man. They're still pretty much all shut
Wasn't
down.
Ottawa, wasn't there a big t-shirt run for Ottawa Food
For the
Bank or
Wu-Tang,
something?
Yeah, for the food bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wu-Tang is very popular in Canada. They do a lot of stuff up there.
Yeah. And they're nothing to fuck with.
No, they shouldn't be anything.
Or so I've been told.
That's for sure. Next article from the Riverfront Times.
This is completely off the wall, but you know how we do for the Woo?
You have called it Ghost Face Tacos.
Which is different than
From
Toast Face Grilla. I had my Toast Face Grilla shirt on the other day.
I wear it underneath my scrubs all the time because it's one of the more comfortable t-shirts I have.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Toast Face Grilla. Anybody going to Australia, swing by.
The rapper, Ghostface Killer, who we call Toast Face Grilla, is headlining the 10th anniversary party of Soul Tacos Party in the Grove.
What?
which is a food truck.
It started as a food truck. Yeah, it's like multiple restaurants now, but
yeah, because David Choi is the guy who founded it, and he's very, very famous. But yeah, it says a popular local food truck festival got absolutely crushed by the demand for his Korean tacos. So he's grown into a brand. He markets throughout Missouri and Chicago. God, I haven't been to Chicago in years. I wish I'd known they were out there. They probably weren't out there when I was out there.
Probably not. 10 years ago.
No, I was out there a lot longer ago.
Well, there you go. Then no, he wasn't. This is his 10th anniversary.
But there's an event on June 19th called Soul Taco's 10th anniversary block party,
which is Saturday.
And it's going to it begins at 3 p.m. Mm-hmm. Attendees enjoy a lineup of entertainment with DJs and headlined by Toast Face Gorilla, who's slated to go on at 9 p.m., which is nice and early.
It is. That's when he's slated to go on.
This is a cool thing, too, which I think you appreciate. The event also features Secret Walls, a live graffiti battle between artists from Missouri and Illinois set to a DJ.
That's what I would pay just to see that. Toastface doesn't even need to show up. I would pay to watch that.
But
that's just
David Choi says, I didn't know if this party was going to happen, but I always wanted to do something like this. Our inspiration came from Dave Chappelle's block party.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do something like that for our 10-year anniversary and, thank all the folks that supported us, especially over the past year. Because apparently Soul Taco was doing some business during this pandemic because people still got to eat, man.
We damn straight. And everybody wants tacos.
Dude, tacos are the best. I don't
know what a Korean taco is, but now I want to find out.
You know what? I, for the first time, had Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. So I'm wondering if it's like that Korean barbecue beef put in, maybe with some like Asian slaw type stuff. I mean, I would be more than down to try some Korean tacos. I like slaw too. So
find us a Korean taco place, and I'm coming up that way. I'm shooting for October time frame for my birthday trip.
I have to find
until December, but
we'll have to find a Korean restaurant and see if they make tacos.
Yes. Maybe we'll swing by the Revolution of Hip Hop when I'm up there.
Oh, that would be fun. All right, man. That's it for Woo News.
Is it?
ODB still dead. You God still sucks. That's it.
Yep.
It is time to bestow upon the posse.
Let's say music.
The one and done for episode 385.
Yes.
This is music that was released in 1992. When style, this is the kind of shit that Shaq would do.
Yeah.
Style, bass music.
Doom, 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 doom.
This is, as far as I can tell,
as far as I researched,
the only record, so a true one and done.
Yep.
By MC Nas D and DJ Freaky Fred. And it's called It's My Cadillac, subtitled Got That Bass.
Yes.
I have 10 tracks.
As do I.
But track number 10 on mine is numbered 19.
They wanted to seem impressive.
It goes 9 to 19.
That's a typo is what it is. Somebody
so.
got fat fingers. Or somebody said, look, we got 19 tracks.
Or they got that bass.
Yes.
Track number 1, It's My Cadillac, subtitle Got That Bass, the title track, but it's the remix. Let's start with the remix before anybody hears the original.
Maybe they liked it better.
You want to know why? It's because my
Look, he's talking about a Cadillac. What I picture is the FDR parking lot, a Ford Escort GT hatchback with like all speakers in the hatchback.
Yep.
That's what I see.
And who owned that?
That I don't remember, but I remember seeing it.
Mm-hmm. It's so appropriate. You used the Luke drop earlier now.
Look, it's curating here. I make a show.
Track number 2 on this auditory tour de force is called Push It Real Good.
That means by now, I guess I'm just gonna have to break it down for you.
If you can hear me explaining it to you as everything goes doom, 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 doom.
I tried to listen to it, but my brain told me, give it up.
Yep.
How appropriate that track 3 is called Give It Up.
You run this mother fella.
Listen up, break it down, rock the beat, non-stop, and feel the bass drop. Get on the floor and take a chance. MC Nasty telling y'all it's time to dance. It's time to move to the groove, by boom. Rock it, don't stop it, and you'll improve all the dance. Bust the move like no other and get up.
MC Naz, not Nas.
Yes, nasty. As in nasty.
Nasty. Oh, as in as nasty as they want to be?
Your Casper is coming out on that one.
See, look at that. That is some saran wrap shit right there. As nasty as they want to be.
Yay.
Well, you got to watch out for those girlies now. They could be gold digging.
Yes, they could.
That's track number 4 is gold digging.
Girls came up to me today in the flea market. One asked me to buy a bangle, and the other one asked for a gold ring, man.
I'll smack the shit out you.
Well, I don't know why females be bugging out like that.
Yeah,
man.
I know, but I tell you what I think about it. Gold digging hoes driving me crazy. I can't take it no more. Fellas sing.
Oh, digging hoes.
Driving me
crazy. Stop it.
That actually made me laugh out loud. Track number 5. Do you want to be with me?
You cold want to be with me? Oh.
It's funny, you know what I'm saying? This is the wrong way and this is the right way. True love, false love. But I'm gonna tell you about a little something that happened to me, you know what I'm saying? About this girl, you know, I want to just share my feelings with all you. Well, I remember this girl that I was crazy about. We had loved one another, and that's without a doubt until one day I seen her with another guy. I took you at love date, became real dry.
Is this a Miami-based slow jam? Is that what that is?
That's as good a description as I can think of. Track number 6. Maybe this is a Miami Beach slow jam. I'll be your lover. DJ Freaky Fred getting his scratch on.
That's the best song yet.
Yep. I was about to say the same thing. You know what? I'm not all that big on Nas D, but Freaky Fred proved he got a little bit of skill there.
Freaky Fred is out there going, go nasty, get busy.
Oh, I see what you did there. Track number 7 is called Go Nasty, Get Busy.
enough for that one.
Why does this feel like somebody trying to do karaoke versions of Brother Marquise and Fresh Kid Ice?
Or MC Shy D.
Yeah.
Come on, shake it.
Track number 8. I Stare at You, James Evansley.
It's makes me angry that this is the name of this song.
It's called Good Times.
Yeah, well, they let that top down, man. Pump that radio up. Yeah. Hey, yeah, they got the oldies on. That's the Marvin Gaye, man. Hey, turn that up a little. Yeah, let's roll. Yeah. Let's have some good times.
Oh, yeah, nasty's about time, man. Let's start cruising, man. You know it's about the good times. Let's roll. Here we go.
Let's not. Lucky DJ Introduction isn't here tonight.
Oh, he might have left out of protest. Track number 9. The Love Is True.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
You know, I like to take this time out and dedicate this to
He sound like Prince. He sound like Brother Marquise.
you know, someone who's been by my side and helped me out in so many ways. Through all of the good times and also the bad times.
Making great use of 2 Casio keyboards.
Yeah. All you need now is a bossa nova beat.
Track number 10. Mine is numbered 19. Is the title track. It's My Cadillac. Got That Bass. This
the original.
Is original.
You want to know why? It's because my Cadillac got that bass. Yeah, my Cadillac got that. You know my Cadillac got that bass.
It's got that boom.
You know what this sounds like?
Yo, it's a shame.
That was horrible.
And also very funny. I can have a decent girl.
No, you can't have anything. What that sounded like was that one episode of South Park after Isaac Hayes left the show, and they chopped all of Chef's
they took all of
dialogue
Chef's
together.
Yes. And he would talk like this. Children.
Yeah, everything was like Salisbury stick to children. That's what that song sounded like.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to go on to Hulu and find that episode of South Park and watch it, just so I can hear Isaac Hayes. Children. It's Salisbury Steak Day. Children.
That was a horrible. I loved the episode just because of what they did.
Yeah,
but
because Isaac got a little too full of himself.
Well, yeah, because they picked on
Tom
Scientology.
Scientology. So.
Yeah.
But oh God, that was beautiful. And then they killed him at the end.
Well, of course. Spoiler alert. Strap yourselves in, you fucks. It's spoiler time.
And then at the end, he's like,
shout out to Rugby.
Oh, gee, children. While he's impaled.
That's the greatest episode. That's the greatest fuck you
in the history of cartoon fuck yous. You do not fuck with Trey Parker
and Matt Stone. You do not.
So that was MC Nasd and DJ Freaky Fred.
An album that I'm sure Alfredo is going to run out and buy.
If he doesn't already have it. He may already have it.
He owns MC Scat Cat solo, so.
I know he does. Cadillac, it's My Cadillac, subtitled Got That Bass. You're one and done. Oh, is it done? For episode 385.
Please be done.
Please be done, yes. Hey, an old friend of ours just joined the Facebook chat.
Oh?
Kelly Bergen.
Hey, Kelly.
So she has a married.
We're sorry.
Now. Yes, we're sorry. It's always nice to see.
We're sorry to put you out there that you knew us.
Yes. Yeah, Isaac was cool. And then he got full of himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. It's
for a better record.
It's Vader time. It's not Vader time. It's 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola time.
Yes.
2 T's, 2 U's, 1 OG.
1 Ola. Yes.
Our record of the week.
And no wedding.
Episode 385. And no wedding. May 14th, 1991, it came out. And runs 72 minutes and 17 seconds long on Sire Records. Produced by
Puts Me Out,
DJ Aladdin, Africa Islam, Sledge the Rough Edge.
That's a name I didn't know.
Bilal Bashir, Beatmaster V, Nat the Cat.
Yes.
And the artist himself, who also executive produced it. This record is the fourth studio album by American rapper Tracy Moreau, professionally known under the moniker of Ice-T.
Yes.
Although we call him 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola.
He's delicious.
This is OG Original Gangster.
This is a cold call.
I have a shit ton of tracks on this.
As
record.
do I.
24.
That's what I got. So we better get to it.
Track number 1. Home of the Body Bag.
Yeah.
This isn't a precursor to the body count stuff, huh?
Oh, it most definitely is.
Syndicate, LA, home of the body bag. Ice-T, a young player bred in South Central. Colors, Syndicate, a young player bred in South Central. 6 in the morning, Ice-T, LA, home of the body bag.
It was the year after this that I saw Body Count at the Chance for my 21st birthday.
You still have that ticket stub, don't you?
I do.
I'm surprised that didn't make its way to the UHHM.
Yeah.
It may someday.
It may. Yeah. I might throw some more stuff together. You never know.
Track number 2, 45 seconds long, called First Impression. Sounds like this should have been an intro.
You would think.
I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind. His raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis...
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. British woman.
Yes.
Track number 3, Ziploc.
Wasn't he a Transformer?
I'm back, motherfucker.
I just know it's a bag I carry my sandwiches in.
One of the Dinobots was named Grimlock.
Told you, you should have killed me last.
Dinobots.
Once again, I'm back in the place to be. The I, the C, the E, the T. I'll never get a Grammy, so fuck the G. All I need is a crowd and my MIC.
Evil E.
Track number 4, featuring the Syndicate Sniper.
Donald D.
Donald D. Mike Contract.
You know, Donald D had a mouse in his house.
Brainstorm,
I heard about that.
This is it. Words from a time bomb. Attack speeds fast as Neptune. Raise the heat like the gasoline.
Track number 5, Mind Over Matter.
Mouth in motion.
Yo, 1, 2 in the place to be. MC Ice-T, you know what I'm saying? Cold lounging here on the new OG LP, you know, original gangsters in the house. This is going out to all my homeboys on the streets and all the brothers locked down. It's been a long time since I hit you with freestyle, high-tech selection from the vaults of the Ice Files. Kick back, relax, and watch.
Track number 6. We know this one. Featuring DJ
How
Aladdin.
can I be down?
Called, subtitled Nino's Theme. This is New Jack Hustler.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw Ice-T in Breaking. He was reckless.
He was.
Hustler.
Word, I pull the trigger long, grit my teeth, spray to every nigga's gone. Got my block sewn on and dope spots. Last thing I sweat, so suck a punk cop. Move like a king when I roll hops. You try to flex, bang, another nigga drop. You gotta deal with this, cause in the way
That's a great track, man.
That's a very, very small part of that song is used in our intro.
Very small part. Track number 7, Ed.
Oh, yeah. Ice-T in the motherfucking house, you know what I'm saying? Cold lounging up here at the ammo dump, you know what I'm saying? Got my man SLJ in the house, rock bottom, you know.
Rock bottom, rock bottom.
I got Nat the Cat, Syndicate Mob Boss, and DJ Aladdin, the Master Cylinder.
And Shaquille Shabazz. Oh, sorry. That's a different album.
Go Girls.
Cold Cash.
On the mic, Shaquille Shabazz.
Supreme Lord, the G.O.D. Down with the Syndicate Posse.
We still have not done New Jack City as a fresh flick, so
we have not. It's on the list.
Robert Eric Lightfoot Jones may be able to join us if he becomes a patron, and we can watch New Jack City together one of these months.
We can.
Track number 8 features Charlie Jam.
Not Charlie Mack.
No. This is called Bitches 2.
Y'all, you niggas, just because you make records and shit, you think you got it going on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shut up, bitch. Yo, you don't call me no bitch. Who the fuck you think you is calling
Who
me?
you calling a bitch?
Who the fuck up, bitch? Yo,
he brings up Everlast with Rhyme Syndicate.
Don't get mad. Let me tell you what
Ones,
really
fives, tens, and 20s. 100 G's and I'm pulling hundreds.
Cool with me. Chilled out together, even went to school with me. Fly nigga.
Look, Everlast with Rhyme Syndicate was running around with a mullet. Talking about ones, fives, tens, and 20s. Long before he was shaved head and
Whitey Ford
jumping around.
and then Whitey Ford.
Yeah. Well, he sings the blues.
Track number 9 features DJ Aladdin. Straight Up Nickelback.
Yo, check this out. A lot of people be getting mad because I use the word nigga. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the fact that I use the word nigga. They say, you a black man. Yo, I tell them I'm a nigga. They don't understand that. So I'm going to say what I want to say. I call myself what I want to call myself. You know what I'm saying? They need to stay off my dick, you know? Damn right, I'm a nigga. And I don't care what you are, cause I'm a capital N-I-double-G-E-R. Black people might get mad cause they don't see that they're looked upon as a nigga just like me. I'm a nigga, not a colored man or a black or a Negro or Afro-American. I'm all that. Yes, I was born in America.
Yeah, we couldn't do that as a Bill Reed lyrics.
No.
Track number 10 is the title track and one of the more famous tracks off of this.
Yeah.
OG Original Gangster.
Years ago, I used to listen to rappers flow, talking about the way they rock the mic at the disco. I like how that shit was going down. Dreamt about ripping the mic with my own sound. So I tried to write rhymes something like them. My boy said, that ain't you, Ike. That shit sounds like him. So I sat back, thought up a new track. Didn't fantasize, kicked the pure facts. Motherfuckers got scared because they was unprepared. Who would tell it how it
OG Original
Gangster.
Track number 11, 57 seconds long, called The House.
In the House. The Fat Boy song.
Yo, man. I don't like how this is going down. Shit's real fucked up.
Apparently, shit's real fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
You know the house down the street where the kids are, and every day they seem to have a new scar. Something strange is going on and everybody knows. Doors always shut, windows always closed. The little girl had a burn, the boy was black and blue. They said it came from play. You know that shit ain't true. The boys aren't.
But did it come from Kid? If it didn't,
very good question.
Track number 12 features Evil E. It's called Evil E. What About Sex?
The album, man, you've been throwing all this strong
dope, stupid, fly, pimp shit. But what's up with the sex rhymes, man? You ain't thrown no sex rhymes yet, man. What's up with that?
Yo, man, I didn't even want to really do nothing this year, man.
Why you ain't want to do nothing, man? Titties, man. Sex, man. All that. We need some sex.
Man, I wasn't really about that, Holmes.
Come on, man. Just throw one sex joint, man, for me and my boys, man. Me and my man, the niggas, man. What's up?
Put on a sex joint for me and my man.
That's weird. Track number 13 features Nat the Cat and the Syndicate Sniper.
Woo!
Donald D. It's
Love me some Donald D.
Called Fly By.
In the house, Nat the Cat, the Syndicate mob boss, and standing next to me, Ice-T, the OG gangster. Syndicate's about to jump off on a buck wild freestyle. Ice drops some dope shit.
Everybody sit back in the mic, so set it off. All playing the ball, it's time to sweat it off. Anybody be static, oh please try. Do you like got about 3 and do a flyby? Time to rip and hit and strangle. I eat guardian angels and toy MC with the name on the front page. I bury in shallow graves.
Don't need a car, do a motherfucking walk by.
Track number 14 features Randy Mack.
Another member of the Rhyme Syndicate.
Called Midnight.
Midnight, AM, PM.
Mac, how you doing, man? Oh man, I'm just lounging, man.
Referred to as Randy King Quality Mac.
Shit, you like how this going down, man? I like the way this
on
shit
the
goes
iceberg.
down. You check this out, G. You got to kick some of that old rough 6 in the morning type shit. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I don't want to do it.
OG, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you what you gonna need, homie. You gonna need a crazy, stupid, fly, slamming beat. Oh, yo, I got that, Holmes. Well, check this out. What about some of them old criminal gangster old school stories? Man, you know I got millions of them, homeboy. Yeah, okay. But I don't want to
Call it 6 in the morning.
Well, what you gonna call it, homie?
Midnight chilling at AM, PM. I just had to get to the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Track number 15 featuring Prince Whipper Whip. Is called Fried Chicken.
Yo, nigga, your mama got 2 feet growing out of titties. Bitch, fell down and kept
keep running.
Off to the studio late nights, time to cut another track. It's gotta be hype. Got my rhyme book in hand, a blue loose leaf. Anybody moves in that, they get loose teeth. Evil's got the funky beat, a stupid dope loop. But the record's kinda old. What we gonna do, True? We gotta clean it up, cause it's so dope. Try to rub in alcohol, even the ivory soap. But no matter what we do,
that track was only a minute long too, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of tracks on here.
Well, yeah,
that
because there's 24 tracks on here.
Track number 16, MVPs.
Yo, what's up? This is MC Ice-T. I'm here to kick off the MVPs for the 90s. You know, I'm talking about my most valuable player budgets, you know? So I'm gonna drop them on you like this.
Hitman.
Brothers who put me on in hip-hop. I'm talking about Grandmaster Caz.
Not Flavor Flav's Hitman.
Africa Islam, Africa Bambaataa. Roger from Uncle Jams out here in LA. The unknown DJ. And the man called AJ used to run the radio. Peace out. Without you, I wouldn't be getting it on. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are all players.
Track number 17, featuring Sean E. Sean, Lifestyles of the Rich and Infamous.
Poppin' G. I'm just cooling out, Shiny Mac. I was listening to your demo tapes, man. You sound kind of hype, man. You're going to blow up this year, boy.
Yeah, you know I want to come out. I want to go on tour with you, man.
Yo, Holmes, man, touring ain't what it's all cranked up to be, man. It's a little different than you think, man.
Yo, so what is it really like, baby?
It's 8 a.m. I roll out my silk sheets, get fly crash the limo backseat, looking in the faces of some ladies that I never met. On the interview tip, no sweat. They ask me questions.
Track number 18, where it all started from, featuring Ernie C, Beatmaster V, Moose Man, and D Rock.
Isn't that Body Count?
I think that's pretty much everybody who
Yeah.
made a Body Count. So it stands to reason this track should be called Body Count.
After your tremendous success on your past albums, some have said you've sold out because of your use of rock and roll in your music. How do you reply to that?
You see, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, rock and roll is truly black music. It was created by Chuck Berry, Little Richard, and black people like that who started it off back in the day, you know. And as far as I'm concerned, music is music. I don't look at it as rock, R&B, all that kind of stuff. I just look at it as music, you know. And anybody who said that I sold out, they can basically suck my dick because I really don't give a fuck about that shit, you know. But I do what I like, and I happen to like rock and roll, and I feel sorry for anybody who only listens to one form of music. Now, right now, I got my own rock band that's got to jump off. It's a real black hardcore band called Body Count. And on some of the records,
Let's jump
like,
ahead for that.
All your friends died of old age.
Ah, I got to hear this.
Got your cat out of the tree. The Cosby Show.
Almost. We're probably gonna get in trouble for this one, but
records, I'm like,
I got to play this whole thing.
And, I got a tape of it right here. Yo, check it out. You know, sometimes I sit at home, you know, and I watch TV. And I wonder what it would be like to live someplace like, you know, the Cosby Show, Ozzie and Harriet. You know where cops come and got your cat out of the tree? All
my friends died of old age.
But you see, I live in
South Central Los Angeles. And unfortunately, shit ain't like that. I have the original cassette with Cop Killer still on it.
Shit ain't like that.
I just love the bass line.
Track number 19. Prepared to Die. 38 seconds long, goes right into track number 20. Escape from the Killing Fields.
It's in effect, y'all, but you don't understand. You're still a slave to the man. Prepare for revolution. Some suckers say we're free. I gotta disagree. Half my posse's in the penitentiary, so I'ma drop and kick the science with defiance because I have no alliance with suckers who choose not to act black when they are black. Get out my face with that. You better ease back, because Mandela did 27 hard ones, not in a window room, but in a barred one, while his wife had tears in her eyes. The man is a hero. He needs a Nobel Prize, but that'll never happen. So I'm gonna keep rapping, freeing my brothers' minds from their entrapment. To silence the ice, they'll probably put a bullet in me, but I'm prepared to die and Mandela's free. Yo, Evil, man, I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. You with it? Word, let's break out of here, Ice. Word up. I got to go, man. Yo, homeboy, you want to go? No, man. Yo, fuck you then, man. Yo, E, you with it? Yo, I'm with it, man. Yo, let's get the posse, and then we're going to blow this hot dog stand, man. Fuck these police down here, man. Word, we don't need this. Hit the gates. Escape from the killing field. Escape from the killing field.
Track number 21 features Special K called Street Killer.
Check this out, I got crazy posse. I got the stupidest motherfucking posse in the whole goddamn city. You fuck with me, I'll snatch you out your car right in front of your goddamn bitch and beat you down right there. I got more guns than anybody. I got crazy guns, you know? I got homeboys on motorcycles. And when we come, we wearing our blue. You know what I'm saying?
I got tons of guns.
Tons and tons and tons of guns. Track number 22, Pulse of the Rhyme.
Just checking my microphone once as I test your audio. Increase the bass response, hoping the speakers blow. I got no time to sit and flip and pop bullshit. Turn up your stereo hops, insert the rhyme clip. Close your windows up.
This record so much makes up for that one and done. Track number 23 featuring Shawnee Sean, Al, Patron, and Mello. The Tower.
Not Power.
No.
Woo, Tower.
Is it some Friday the 13th stuff?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. That's right. No, Friday the 13th is.
Yes.
Down myself, that's who I trust. The minute I arrive, some sucker got hit. Shanked 10 times behind some bullshit. Word in the pen, the fool was a snitch. So
Track number 24, the last track on the record, and he mentioned this in one of the earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
You should have killed me last year.
things. This album was completed on January 15th, 1991. By now, the war has probably started and a whole bunch of people have probably died out there in the desert over some bullshit. There's a war going on right now in my neighborhood, but I can't really determine which one's worse. I think the one that we're all fighting is fucked up, and that's the war inside our brains, you know? But
My lethal weapon's my mind. Sorry, different song.
And that is the record of the week for episode 385. The record that was released after the Iceberg, which still my favorite Ice-T record. This
Yeah.
one's very good too.
It'd be like Iceberg and Power are mine.
OG Original Gangster is the record. There were 2 singles released from this album.
I would go with OG.
Yep.
And New Jack Hustler.
Yep. So let's take a look at charting action for them.
Let's do that.
For OG Original Gangster, it charted on 1 chart, the U.S. Hot Rap Songs, and it peaked at number 7. And then New Jack Hustler, also known as Nino's Theme, because Nino Brown.
Yes. Where's his brother's keeper?
Yes, I am. On the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, peaked at number 67.
Nice.
That's the only record or the only chart that peaked on. The record itself did fairly well as well. Peaked on 2 Billboard charts, in 3 if you want to count the year-end one.
Sure.
For the weekly charts, U.S. Billboard 200, 15. That's a nice number.
Yeah, it is.
U.S. top R&B hip-hop albums peaked at number 9, top 10 record on that chart. And the year-end 1991, U.S. top R&B hip-hop albums, 58 on that list. So
yeah, that's impressive.
Good showing for OG Original
Gangster. From 2 T's, 2 U's, 1 Ola.
2 T's, 2 U's, 1 OG. Ice-T, the Original Gangster, with OG Original Gangster. The one and done. I almost don't even want to say it again. MC Naz D and DJ Freaky Fred with It's My Cadillac, Got That Bass. And before we take our final break of the evening, we will remind you that your artist of the month for June of 2021 is Mystical.
Yes.
So go listen to some Mystical records.
And if you see him fighting a bear, save the bear.
Save the bear. Because, you know, Mystical's got a lot more records than you would think.
Yeah.
We're going to take our final break of the evening. When we come back, it's lyrics time. So stick around, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 385.
Let me pull up some lyrics. Oh, off topic. Mentioning Alfredo earlier and that he owned the MC Scat Cat album.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Romani Malco, the actor?
I know the name.
Do you watch A Million Little Things?
No.
Did you see 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
I don't remember his character's name, but he was the one who had to cover for.
Yeah, he was
She's
the friend, right?
Ho.
Yes.
The one he had to cover for him?
Yes. Yeah, the friend out of the group, the only African American in the group.
Yes. He wrote the lyrics for MC Scat Cat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that figures now that you hear it. Surprised Scat Cat didn't go, she's a hoe.
Faux show. All right. Let me find our thing here, our brand, blah, blah, blah. There's the video.
You kids put down those video games.
All right.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
I'm going to pull up a drop. And then I'm going to hit some Brillig. And we'll be ready to roll. You ready?
Sure.
Faux show. All right. Let's do this with a tree. Who's your mama?
What's up, y'all? It's the Soul Brother #1 Pete Rock. Shout out to Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday. Peace and love, baby. Thank you for your support.
Honeys always ask what's the bulge in my pocket. I tell them papers. I rock from top to bottom. Never hesitate to say, I got it. I rest on the hillside, over on the chill
side. But it starts with Bill.
Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Words together is a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Might offer any cramps.
Most people listen to the Lord. But they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 385. It is indeed time for Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Yes, it is.
I had forgotten about that drop that you just played. That's a good, good old Pete Rock.
Yeah.
So, shall we get right to the lyrics?
Let me jump over to the private shizat.
Am I going to be... I'm always... Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Oh, God.
You're going to do verse 2, by the way.
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I?
Because that's how we do around here.
Okay, let me get down here. Okay.
Gail's cheering for you.
Isn't she always? Break. Okay, so do I have to speak like a woman for this? Am I Shauna?
Well,
I do sound like a very assertive lady. I'm a woman who knows what I want.
You can be.
Oh, you're gonna learn. You're gonna find that out.
So with no type of ado, Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
I'ma send a chapter to this pussy poppin' legacy. Shauna be that bitch. Can't no bitches come fuck with me. When I pop that Chris, I'm on that business and bubbly. When I'm in that 6 with 20s, spinning on luxury cause I got that head game. Fucking up that bed frame. But don't get me wrong now. Shorty gonna let that LED hang. Better learn the game, shorty. Better get your man, shorty. For he end up tamed and be gone all in the brain, shorty. This here be futuristic. This business so explicit the way I break it down for you bitches. It's so exquisite. Let it go now. Front, back. Watch me drop it like that. Show me where that money at. Boy, come with them 100 stacks. Now break in with that pussy popping, that pussy dropping to the flow. And got these nickelbacks slobbing. He wantin' mo. Without that dough, Poppy ain't nothing happening. Cause that's the show. I'm from the go. You get that pussy popping, stopping that pussy dropping, gone.
You made it.
I was going to try to go full Rosie Perez on it, but I didn't think I could do it.
No, you'd ruined your voice for the rest of the week.
And besides, I only do Rosie Perez when it's Funk Master Flex Night.
This is true.
So that was my Shauna voice.
Yes, whatever it may sound like.
I couldn't do that again. So
yeah, now everybody's gonna be mad because you didn't do the Luda part and you were shaming the South.
You told me what verse to do.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. You did it.
So
nobody knows me.
I only did what you told me to do. And I didn't do it. Shauna did it.
It is not the Jamie Reed's lyrics segment.
And tonight it was Shauna reads lyrics.
It was.
So SRL.
Luda.
Luda.
But
I would
yeah.
put on the ATL
Yes.
Mount Rushmore, by the way.
So
my head is bigger tonight. I don't quite know how to interpret that.
I don't either. You ruminate on that. And if you
I'm gonna pray on this.
and if your head is not too big,
then I can
you should
switch hats.
switch your hat from Shauna to Phil.
To Phil. So that's a 2-hat switch.
Yes, and take us the fuck home.
Hey, before we do that, do we have any update on the possibility of a Fresh Flicks, or are we bypassing that, or is that still up in the air?
It's still up in the air. If you are a patron, keep an eye on the patron page or your email or however you get the patron information. We will be doing something that night. It will either be a movie or a bonus episode to be played in July. We haven't quite gotten there yet.
Right.
It will be one of those. We will be doing something on Thursday night.
Okay. So on that notification,
On that
now,
Thursday night, whatever Thursday night is.
The 24th.
Yes.
Now I can change from Shauna to Bill to Phil.
Yes.
And let you know that tonight's episode was fueled by Death, the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee, proudly held in our Universal Hip Hop Museum fundraising mugs.
Yes. Which, if you didn't get one, you ain't getting one.
Yep. You missed a boat. So, the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code Throwback. Save 10% off of your order. We also mentioned Def Rugs, friends of the show, Marshall Fox, the original Ruggy Fresh, and his business associate, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon, have Def Rugs. You can find them on defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Def Rugs. Jacob's giving us the sad face. Jacob, we got you.
Yeah, we got you covered.
We got you covered. So
you just need to kick your mailman when he comes by next time.
Yeah, kick him right in the dick.
Kick him squaw in the nuts.
even if it's a female, kick her in the dick too.
Play Rochambeau with that motherfucker.
Heather Lent up in Schenectady, New York, has the Bittersweet Candy Company, where candy and chocolate is made that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook and order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code Throwback. Save 10% off your order there. Good
you
stuff
will get a
there.
melted pile of chocolate at this point.
So at this point, order, I'm telling you, if she still has them available, order the chocolate-covered Swedish fish. Because it doesn't matter if they melt. They're fucking fantastic.
Yep.
I love those things. Melted Mike's, MLTD-MICS.com. Pumice T. Mendola with his hip-hop themed t-shirts and other things. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday. Save 10% off your order there. Ray's Energy Drink from Rep Sports. Go to the Friends of the Show page at MrThrowbackThursday.com. Click on Ray's Energy from Rep Sports, and it'll take you to the order. When you order, use the code Throwback. It saves you 15% off your order.
Lord, that's a lot of money.
And before we get into everything else, the Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Sick, twisted, pop culture references from the mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday. Also, Mr. Throwback Thursday themed things to a certain extent. The rest of the Mr. Throwback Thursday stuff can be found at our shop on the MrThrowbackThursday.com page.
Now that I finally got all that figured out.
Yes. But the geek shall inherit the earth, especially if you like things like Human Centipede and
John Legend
and Schitt's Creek and a whole
I don't
lot
know
of
if
other
the DMX
stuff.
shirt's still in there or not. The Abraham Lincoln one.
Yeah, that one was funny.
Y'all made me lose my mind. Abraham Lincoln, 1865.
I still like the idea we had years ago. Nope. Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Yep.
The social media network for the show. Don't forget to visit us, MrThrowbackThursday.com. That is the homepage for everything regarding this show. leave us a voice message. Click on that little microphone that follows you around. Says hit us up and leave us a voice message. To all the new people watching tonight, Jacob O'Neill and Jessica Walker and everybody else on the chat. First of all, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Second of all, we appreciate and we say all the time your input helps our output. So if you go to MrThrowbackThursday.com, that's MrThrowbackThursday.com.
Yeah, a lot of them got mugs. They know where to go now.
Click on that microphone and leave us a message. Even if
Hit
you
us
just
up.
want to say what your opinion is of the UHHM fundraising mug that you received. So you can always let us know that too. We take everything. So thank you very much. And Jessica says she thinks her mailman hates her.
Yeah.
Well, that's just rude. So the social media network for the show, MrThrowbackThursday.com, Twitter, the_MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT.
Hey,
The
that's
Facebook
us.
page at Mr. Throwback Thursday. Oh, I forgot the Instagram handles. Jamie's Mr. Throwback Thursday. I am the same as my Twitter, Bill_MR_TBT. Pretty soon, if I can figure it out, there may even be a TikTok handle. Emily may be helping me with that.
Yeah, because I'm out.
Because I don't know really very much about TikTok other than I guess that's the way to go. So
Sure.
in
your court.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, as we said. Like us on Facebook at Mr. Throwback Thursday. You can also join Home of the TBT Posse, which every posse member should be a part of. You can check us out every Thursday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com. You want to go to that one on Thursday mornings, Robert, itsfreshradio.com. That is the home of Fresh Radio. DJ B from the 757, the hardest working DJ turntablist in the world right now. Plays our show from 6 to 8 a.m. every Thursday. And that is followed by the All Request Show, where if you contact him on Twitter at Beezus the DJ, he will play your requests and seamlessly get them to mix. Now, if you give him MC Naz D and DJ Freaky Fred, he may ban
you.
He may ban you. He may say, who the fuck is that? But if he can find a way to make it work, he'll make it work because that's what he does, because he's the best in the business.
Damn straight.
It's shout out time.
Yay.
Shout outs going out to Gail Dunmeyer and Manny Baez and Sarah Henderson and John Henderson. Neither one of the Hendersons joined us tonight. That's unusual. Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn's Simple Luxuries at teresalyns.com, Kat Malark, Clay Arsenault, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, who did join us tonight, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, and the woman whose mailman hates her, Jessica Walker. They get their names mentioned every week because they got 5 on it.
Or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, go to patreon.com/MRTBT. There are many levels of patronage. The Loonies level gets you announced every week, plus some other perks as well.
Yes, and I need to get everybody the extra cheese playlist too. I will post it up on the Patreon page because I know we got a lot of new patrons since I've posted the extra cheese playlist.
So we will post the extra cheese playlist because extra cheese, as you all know, is
$2.
$2. Don't forget our friends in the industry. As always, check out the Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton and Marcus Vanderberg, the longest running show, hosted by 2 African Americans.
Not associated with a major
network. And it is about sports and pop culture. And they're damn good at what they do. They're good friends of ours. So Nate and Marcus, we love those guys. Check them out. I'm sure they're probably knee deep in the basketball playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Maybe knee deep in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not sure. But Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton and Marcus Vanderberg.
Yeah, ask a hockey Negro.
We haven't heard that in a while.
No.
Anthony Imran and Rug Boy, who is not a puppet. He is a felty American.
Yes.
They are all over at the Jock and Nerd podcast, so you can go check them out.
He is very different than Carpet Lad. He is Rug Boy.
He is Rug Boy. There's a whole bunch of other podcasts that we mentioned. You can go find them all. Go take a look. A lot of your favorite hip hop artists have podcasts now. Too many for us to mention.
Yep.
The ones that we like to mention are Kings of Sport and Jock and Nerd podcast. We're waiting for new episodes of Gravy Age. Hopefully that'll come out again soon.
Bayside High and Drunk would be good to come back.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Bayside High and Drunk came back. They were back for a while, and then they kind of
life gets in the way.
The Video Rangers.
Yes,
we got to make sure the Video
I gotta
Rangers
check on Mike
podcast,
Ranger and
go check on Mike and see what's going on there. That's a really funny show too. And of course, we can't forget our good friends Rob and Slim.
Yes.
They're just fucking nuts. So if you got about 4 hours to kill, and
you think our show's long?
Their show is really, really long, and by the end of it, you're going to want to take a shower because you're going to feel dirty. But Rob and Slim are funny as hell, and good friends of ours. So go check them out.
Check out a bunch of different shows.
Check out our friends.
Stop listening to Joe Rogan and shit.
Yeah, because he sucks. Stop listening to anything associated with Barstool Sports too. Fuck them guys.
The Bro Network.
Fuck them guys. Check out our friend Talking Ty on her webpage at Brooklyn Ty NYC, BKLYNTYENYC.com. Spread love. That's the Brooklyn Ty way. We mentioned Mr. Throwback Thursday and Home of the TBT Posse on Facebook. There's also Real Rap for the Old School Hip Hop Heads on Facebook. You can always join that. You can friend request us through the page, and once you're posse, you're also our friends. So by all means, send us friend requests and mention that you are a posse member now.
Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody, for your quick responses to the fundraiser mug.
Mm-hmm.
For
just hanging out with us.
And for hanging out with us. But we'll get it, as we said, next week we'll have a full tally as to how much we raised off of these wonderful beasts of mugs. So you guys did that. I mean, we put it out there. You guys made it happen, as you always do, because the posse is quick, because the posse got velocity. And UHHM and Adam and Paradise, they say it every time they're on us. They appreciate the posse as much as we appreciate the posse, and that's high praise.
That's high praise.
So thank you all very much. Next week will be episode 386. Join us for that. Until then, if you haven't been vaccinated, I encourage you to get your vaccine. If you are vaccinated, just be careful. Continue. Wear your masks where required. Constantly wash your hands. As constantly.
Wash your butt
when it needs it. Be safe and keep it classic. And until next week, episode 386, keep it classic. And remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.